We beat Guinea 2-0 through Sunday Ilerika, but it was a tailored to measure pass from Haruna Ilerika, and sports writers will never forget that pass in their life.
I want to ask you about Sunday Ilerika, because in '73 I wasn't knowing anything about football at the time, but reading the report of that All African Games, Ilerika tended to score. He scored 5 goals in the competition. How good a striker was he?
Let me tell you something. Ilerika, with best regard to him, he has now retired as Assistant Commissioner of Police. Thank God Almighty for him. He is just the type of striker that I think people like me can play with. Ilerika is a finisher. Forget about skill, no skill. There's nothing like skill in Ilerika. But he knows where to place himself, and he knows where I will give him the ball. He so understands me to the extent that when I'm coming with the ball with my left foot, you see this left foot has been carried by so many aircraft. I cannot name it, Panam, Iberia, and overseas. But we thank God there was nothing like professional football in our time. If not, I could have become a trillionaire. And I could have even been deported from Europe, that I've dribbled an average European to death. so thank God Almighty, Ilerika knows where he will get the ball from me. You know why this understanding matured was that we have been together since 1971, and we were to play in 1973. Tell me, we have to play in 1973, we have been together in 71. You could understand that there is cohesion, there is teamwork, so we know each other. Okay?
Did you play in that World Cup qualifier later that year against Ghana, the one that was abandoned?
Yes, I played the match. You know what happened in the match was that, you know, after winning the second All Africa game, I'm telling you the truth now, and Nigerians too should believe me. Now, after winning the second All Africa games, the NFA officials told us to stay in camp, that we are going to return to Dodan Barrack, that Gowon is going to fulfill his promise over us. So all of us, we stayed together in camp. Then early in the morning after the 2 weeks, we went to Dodan Barrack. In fact, some of us shed tears. You know what was given to us? After from the voice of the head of state on the day of the final, that the sky is the limit of what he's going to do for us. Now we went back to him 2 weeks after with our gold medal on our neck, hanging on our neck. Gowon, there was a toast of tumblers, toast of glass, of anything you like to drink. Then Gowon announced to us, "Well done, boys. The nation is proud of you. Your name will be written in gold," and that is all.
That's all.
Now, they now told us to go and win World Cup. If you were in that shoe, will you play your heart out? We just play mess, you know. We didn't even I'm sorry, we didn't even show our class at all. So that was what caused that World Cup Ghana-Nigeria uproar. So that was all. I must be sincere.
But you said earlier that during your time you used to play just for the country.
Yes.
Because of what you but now it's like you're probably saying that you guys were upset.
Yes.
Because Gowon did not fulfill his promise.
They said if you promise somebody, it's like say you are owing that person.
Yeah.
You know, if he has not told us anything, we wouldn't have even mind. We will just win the gold and win the gold that we thank God that we have done well for our country. But I'm telling you, if Gowon is hearing me now, the then head of state, he will bear me out that I'm saying the truth. Go and ask all other colleagues of mine in second Africa against him. They will tell you the same thing. So we went there. Well done, boys. The nation is proud of you. Your name will be written in gold. That is why I still want to see the then head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, so that I will meet him face to face and tell him that this is your boy that you promised in that day. So what are you going to do?
went to Ethiopia, 76.
Yes, I was coming to that before I was cut short by you.
To do it step.
Okay,
when you left Nigeria for that 76 Nations Cup,
yeah,
there was, from what I read, there was a big change from the team 3 years earlier.
I will tell you everything.
Different. Yes. When you guys were going, did you think you were going to be able to do anything?
Let me tell you the plain truth. 10th African Cup of Nations in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We left the shore of Nigeria with what I can call underrated team, because that was the year Enugu Rangers boys, were boasting that no Rangers, no Nigeria. So we dropped some of them in the team. We went with a script team. Okay, you could imagine your color didn't go with us. Manuel Okala didn't go with us because they said no Rangers, no Nigeria. So we went with this second goalkeeper of ICC by then. WNDC ICC transformed into 3SC now. Zion Ogunbufumi, was the goalkeeper we left with. We left with Samuel Ojebode. You could imagine player that have not even tasted what is called international football. So we went with a script. We went with Baba Otu Muhammad at the SRI position. But myself, Alosha Satwebu, and late Mudalawal were the trio that formed the midfield. Now, up front, Baba Otu Muhammad and Thompson Nusian, if you could recollect the boy, he has left the shore of Nigeria now, playing professional football overseas. Thompson Nusian in the center striking position, and the answer left was a late Kunle Awesu. So you could imagine that was a team, and the weather condition in Addis Ababa, I will tell you, was not favorable to us. And alas, again, when we landed in Addis Ababa, the capital, the draws were made by AFC, African Football Confederation, and they even told us that our zone was not even in Addis Ababa, that we had to go to a town called Deridawa in Ethiopia, a journey of about like Lagos to Kaduna. We had to go with another plane to that town called Deridawa. And our first match was drawn against Zaire. Zaire was fresh from the World Cup representative of Africa from 74. They were the representative, yes. So they felt too proud when they saw us. They call us Little Sori, Petit Sori. Petit Sori means little ras in their own French language. But because all the teams were camped in the same hotel, about a 6-story building, okay. All the teams that was summoned to play in Deridawa. Okay, now, our first match against them, we walloped them before they knew what they were doing. We have already scored 3 goals before the end of the first half. And that was the day I played marvelously well, that an Ethiopian lady by name Roslyn George, after the match, overall scores was 4-2. This Ethiopian young lady came inside the field of play after the match and gave me 18-karat gold necklace. This thing was related back to Nigeria. Everybody had it. Everybody saw it. Because Inka Craig, by then, was in charge of television, NTA. So we went with 2 broadcasters, Anes Okonko and Sebastian Ofurum. So when we qualify in Deridawa, we had to come back to Addis Ababa to play for the finals. But unfortunately, we were edged out by Morocco.